welcome to today's video from MSI. We saw a wild day, right? G2 beating T1, continuing their streak against Korea. Well, actually, I guess not streak. They just lost to HLE. Doing well against Korea again. Definitely, by far, the best organization from the West against the LPL and LCK all time, going 11 and 15, I believe, at this point, 11 and 14, somewhere in that range. And the rest of everybody pretty much like 4 and 42. Pretty rough. Pretty rough. I thought T1 would win this. I thought they'd win 3-0, honestly, because of the bot lane diff in the HLE G2 series. I thought HLE just had their number. G2 came out firing. BB, very strong on some pocket picks and Cho'Gath and the Kled in Game 4. Two very long games, a 45-minute and a 50-minute game in this series. T1 being in the lead for the majority of those games, skewing the gold control stats. They actually were ahead for 56% of the minutes played in this series. Should have probably won Game 1. In my opinion, you do not take multiple Barons and put up like 600 total gold and win. That is how you lose. You take advantage of those opportunities. You push your gold leads, and then you win normally. So that's how I kind of view T1 losing that game. But in the end, G2 win. They took 6 of 9 Barons, averaging 3,000 gold a power play, which isn't great, but it's better than 1,700 that T1 had. One very good Baron, and then one very bad Baron that was negative, and then a piss poor one as well. They took the majority of the Drakes, 13 of 22, which is why, in part, they ended up with a gold control lead. A lot of Drake value in this series. You can look at the gold all you want, but what are we trading for gold? Oh, they took a turret while the other team took a Drake. What's the value of that Drake? There is value there in terms of stats, which we can turn into gold. So Caps had a solo kill, had the best KDA, 21, 15, and 35. 26 damage share. Skuman, 69 KP. It was a team effort. A lot of fighting all over the damn place. We see both KPs below 70%. Now, Pays, in my opinion, was the best player of the entire series, even though he lost. He had 9 solo or 2v2 kills in this series. He had 40 kills, I believe. He pentakill, I think. Another one. I mean, he has them so many damn times. Everything intermixes. 40 kills, averaging 10 a game. 12 deaths, 22 assists, 36 damage share, 69 KP, 1,200 DPM. Pays was really doing the heavy lifting for this team. This is probably, T1 have not been in this position in a very long time, in my opinion, where they have like the bot lane hard carrying when everybody else is kind of off to the side. You can say, oh, Guma, this, that. The numbers don't lie. Broken Blade, 6 solo kills in this series. Averaged a 460 gold lead into Doran. He won that matchup and won it handily. I thought that would have been a wash. It was not the case. Doran did have 6 solo kills of his own, though, as well. 5 in Game 4 on Olaf, which is incredible. You're not going to find many 5 solo kill games, so Doran does deserve credit. A lot of people are shitting on him right now, but I mean, 5 solo kills in a game, it doesn't matter how you come across them necessarily, because oftentimes people don't get it they don't get that kind of luck. Faker, 3 solo kills. He was behind only 40 gold into Caps. Owner had 2. He was actually ahead of Skuman, 170 gold. So that's notion. The Skuman in the early game paced Owner is not true. Keria had a 2v2 kill. Han Sama did as well. 1,000 gold lead for Pays and Keria. So in the early game, there's actually a slight lead, about 600 gold or so for T1. That's how they end up with a gold control lead. They were ahead in the early game. They just couldn't close it out. Game 1, they should have won, and they didn't. So G2 win. G2 continue to move on. They play LYON, which is incredible. We're going to have a 3rd place Western team at this event at minimum, which is notable for this. Those rankings will affect this quite a bit, because we're going to see the movement here. The LPL and LCK are going to move down a little bit because of North America in Europe finishing above them. But got to keep in mind also, these two teams did not have the same path. Even this matchup on the board here, this is nowhere fucking close. LYON beats Team Secret Whales. They beat Vietnam. They kicked them out in a 70-30 series. It was very much LYON's series in Game 3 in particular. Games 1 and 2, Whales were productive, took Drakes, But in the end, Lion were just too strong. Drakes were 6-5 for the Whales, but Lion took 2 Barons and averaged 3,600 gold a power play. Berserker had a 2v2 kill, 19-3-13. Dokla actually led in damage with 28% of the team's damage, 3 solo kills, IL 76 KP. We see top to bottom that Lion were ahead, almost 800 gold for Dokla, 500 for Inspired, 300 for Saint, and 500 for the bot lane duo. Eddie had a 2v2 kill, 869, 25 damage share, BA 68 KP. I think he had a 2v2 kill. Pun, Dyer, Inspired all had a solo as well. But you see down here the lead, 1263, about 1,600, about a 2,000 to 2,100 or so gold lead for Lions at 15 minutes on average. You see them move up 2 spots in the power rankings as a result. These teams are very closely matched. If and when HLE plays these teams, well, they already played Team Secret Whales, but if and when they play the Whales maybe again, or they play Lion, well, no, they're not going to play Whales again. I guess Whales are what they are right now. Only HLE can move above them. The Whales stats are what they are until the LCP kind of filters out here. We're going to see where the LCP falls at this tournament, and then, you know, add in First Stand and Worlds and try and see where they fall in the hierarchy. But right now, the Whales are 6th. You know, HLE probably leapfrogs them. Lion, I imagine, will fall back down. Eventually, these 3 teams are very close. You'll wonder why T1 and G2 aren't close. Well, the LCK is stronger than the LEC, so in the majority of the games are played in one region. The stats are the majority of that region. So just because you beat somebody on one day is not indicative of the other 200 days that have occurred in a season. So G2 win. It was very much, I posted on Twitter, it's the system G2 has. People are like, oh, they have the best players. What a great system. They have caps. What a great system. G2 have been good before caps. Why did caps go to G2? Because G2 were good. Well, that eliminates that. Why did good players go to G2? Well, you have to think about why did good players go to G2 before caps? Well, why did Wonder and Yankos and Sven and Mithy and all these guys, right? I think Sven and Mithy, maybe it was just OG. Regardless, why are these great, good, solid LEC players joining G2? Why? Because G2 have a good system in place. They don't give a fuck what the fans think in terms of what they do on the Rift. They're here just to win games. They don't care. I mean, I really, truly don't think fan sentiment is really factoring into decisions, which is a good org. Ignoring everybody, including people like myself, pundits, and whoever the fuck is not on the Rift and affecting what's on the Rift directly. Making roster changes when it's tough. Taking, risks and being comfortable, being uncomfortable, that is huge. I've said it time and time again. Being comfortable with being uncomfortable. Finding comfort in uncomfortable situations. This was an uncomfortable situation, in my opinion, and G2 come out ahead. So, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.